Hello and welcome to the Crypto Culture Crew. My name is Sam, and today we are going to be talking about the crypto market and Bitcoin hitting its all-time high. So let's get right into it. First of all, if you are a crypto holder, a Bitcoin holder, you've been holding for a long time, congratulations to you. This is not an easy market to sit and hold in. It's very volatile. So if you were able to, hold and buy crypto throughout all the dips and the ups and downs, congratulations to you. Hopefully right now you're in profit and you are executing your strategy on how you are going to be accumulating wealth. All right, so let's get right into it. Let's talk about the star of the day, Bitcoin. So today is October 20th, 2021, and Bitcoin has had met a new all-time high. The previous all-time high was about 64,900. Today, Bitcoin, it rose as high as, let's take a look at the charts. Looks like we got up to 66,900, almost 67,000 earlier this morning around what 10:54. Right now it's about 9:25 p.m. and we are sitting at about 65,500. So it has pulled back a little bit. If you're new in the crypto space, Bitcoin is the leader of the market. The market follows whatever Bitcoin does. So as Bitcoin goes up, the rest of the market goes up. As Bitcoin goes down, the rest of the market goes down. So Bitcoin is really just kind of leading the way. So let's talk about what's led up to this. What's led up to this? So if we're looking at the chart here, if you see the last one day, we had a really big jump here. We're down from 63,000 all the way up to the new high of 66,900. And part of the reason why I believe this has happened, let's say today, is yesterday on Tuesday, Bitcoin was the first Bitcoin futures ETF was allowed to trade on the stock market. So a lot of interest, a lot of news and FOMO and people who are interested in. And I believe also yesterday, with the first day it traded, that ETF was up about 4%. So you see a lot of demand there for Bitcoin and for cryptocurrency, which is why you're seeing the price spike here. Now let's take a look back. Let's look at the past year to date to see what Bitcoin has actually done. Now, Bitcoin earlier this year started around January 1st at around $29,000. So if you would have bought back in January and just held until now, you would have seen whatever you put in there double, more than double. And then it actually had a high of about 64,000. The previous all-time high was back in, looks like in April. And then we had a major correction and it went all the way down to 30,000. Now here, a lot of people were scared. They were selling, 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 but there were a few brave people who actually saw this as an opportunity to buy. And if you bought here just literally, 3 months ago, you could have seen a 100% return on your investment. So shout out to everybody who did invest. I actually was talking to one of my friends at that time, and he actually did make his first Bitcoin purchase at around $34,000. He bought some Ethereum as well, and he actually called me the other day. I think it was on Monday, just talking about crypto. And I was like, yeah, we're looking up, and just at this point, hold. So for those of you who aren't aware, I think I'm going to try to cater this video to the newer people because I believe we will start having a lot more new people into the space who really don't understand the Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and more importantly, the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency cycle. So every 4 years, there is a cycle that cryptocurrencies has basically gone through. It's called like a bull run, where the market goes up drastically, like we're seeing right now. That increase in the market, the bull run, is caused by a Bitcoin halving. For those of you who are unaware, Bitcoin halving basically is the amount of Bitcoin gets that gets produced gets cut in half every 4 years. So that Bitcoin halving took place in 2020, and now you're starting to see the effects of that reducing supply of Bitcoin actually translate into a price increase this year, and it really started last year. And if you look at all time, what people also have to realize is during these bull runs is, Bitcoin, this chart goes back to 2012. You could have gotten Bitcoin at $100 back in 2013. And if you would have just held till now, you're seeing huge, huge, massive gains. And by the way, there are people who did buy Bitcoin when it was $100 and they're literally holding it. Imagine being able to buy 5 Bitcoin for $500. There are people who have that. And these are these whales who have literally millions and billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin, and they are holding, and they're actually going to be probably some people are going to be taking profits during this period as we continue in the market. Now, a lot of people are speculating that Bitcoin will reach around 100,000 during this bull run. Some people think it will go as much as 150,000, 200,000. Me personally, I'm thinking it'll probably be between 100, 130,000, somewhere around there, as far as the height of this current bull run. But what you need to realize is there's people like who've been holding this for this entire time, and as this price goes up, they are going to take profits. So what you have to be careful if you're new into the market is, you know, a lot of people are going to be buying right now at 65,000 because they're going to get the FOMO, the fear of missing out, and try to invest. And you just don't want to go too far in, especially because we're already at all-time highs, so there will be corrections throughout the way. So some people may wait till getting at 130,000 and they might, put a lot of money in it. If the market corrects, they can lose a lot of that value. So you just kind of want to be aware of that and realize that although you're new into the space, there's people who've been here for a very long time and they will be taking profits as the prices increase. So just keep that in mind as you're making your investments, as you're getting into the crypto space. So let's take a look at the overall crypto market. Um, what I always like to look at is the market cap. So right now, the market cap is also at an all-time high at of about $2.65 trillion. The previous high was about $2.53 trillion. So we are also at all-time highs as far as the crypto space. And you really want to look at this as well. If we look at the past 1 year or the year to date, you can kind of see the fluctuations. Our previous high here, about 2.53. This was back in May, and again we had a correction, and it's down, and then here we are again, back up. So what I believe will be happening is this market cap of 2.5 trillion is probably going to double from where we are right now, which is why the Bitcoin will double as well, possibly to 130,000 from the 65,000 that we are at right now. So, and the question is, where is all this money coming from? We're already at 2.5 trillion. Where is the rest of this money going to be coming in? It's going to be coming in from retail investors. It's going to be coming in from institutions and other places. And what you really need to understand about Bitcoin is considered a store of value, very much like gold. So the current market cap of gold is about 10 trillion. So many people believe that at some point Bitcoin will reach that market cap of 10 trillion. Right now, it's currently sitting at 1.2 trillion. So if you are still investing now and if Bitcoin does end up hitting 10 trillion, you are very, very early. So although the price is very high and we're at all-time high, we're still really early in the market, and about only 1% of the population is actually using cryptocurrencies. So as that number increases, the value of all cryptocurrencies will increase as well. So don't think you missed out, because guess what? If you're watching this video and you don't have any cryptocurrency, it's not too late. You are still very, very early compared to where we are actually going to be going. And a lot of these people who are also investing in Bitcoin now are actually using it as a hedge against inflation. If you're paying attention to what's going on in the US over the past year, they've printed about 30%, 30 or 40%, I think between 20 and 40% of the entire money supply that's ever been created in the US has been printed in the past 18 months. So that's why you're starting to see inflation really, really creep up. And people are trying to figure out, what are they going to do to try to hedge against that inflation? Some people put assets in stocks, real estate, and now they have the option of putting assets in crypto as well, which is what a lot of people will be doing to try to hedge those inflation bets. So let's talk real quick about the Bitcoin ETF. As you can see here, First Bitcoin ETF future rises more than 4% in trading debut on the New York Stock Exchange. ProShares was the one who actually got their ETF approved. So this ETF is a futures ETF, meaning that they are speculating on what the future prices of Bitcoin are going to be. Now, it doesn't mean that they actually are buying Bitcoin because of these shares. So you want to keep that kind of in your thought process, but it's actually good that the price has gone up because some people were concerned that with this futures ETF that it can help manipulate the crypto space because people who can use leverage can, do crazy things like make the price go up or down just by using their leverage and things like that. So the fact that it actually went up really just shows there is a lot of demand for cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. But what we're really looking for, if you're into crypto, you want a Bitcoin spot ETF. That means that for every $1 spent on that ETF, $1 of Bitcoin will be purchased. And that will help massively increase the market cap of Bitcoin and crypto in general. So that has not been approved by the SEC. The SEC has actually kind of been really harsh on cryptos as far as I'm concerned. But they did allow this to go through, and I think hopefully if they see that this goes well, they will then allow a Bitcoin spot ETF, which will then increase further the value of the crypto market space. So that's basically what's going on as far as that. Now the next thing I wanted to talk about is, again, where is this money that's going to move the market cap from 2.5 trillion to 5 trillion or possibly higher going to come from? So there's different ways it's going to come. I believe a lot of it's going to come from institutions. Banks are going to start getting involved because they're going to be able to get higher yields, higher returns for their clients, and demand for their clients. If I was a bank right now, banks should be concerned with cryptocurrencies because of the yield and the returns that they can offer investors. But instead of trying to shut out cryptocurrencies, I believe they should embrace it. So whichever bank decides that they're going to embrace cryptocurrencies, like for example, if I was JP Morgan Chase or TD Bank or one of these large banks, I would be offering cryptocurrency services to my clients and then charging them for these fees to help them buy and sell cryptocurrencies. Like Coinbase is making a killing right now because they're one of the only platforms right now where you can buy crypto in the US. So imagine being able to go to your bank account and be like, click on it right there and be like, I want to buy Bitcoin or Ethereum or Cardano, whatever it is. And then now your bank can charge you a fee for that. So now they can make money on it as well. So I think that's kind of, the path that banks can use is to stay relevant and not get blockbustered out of the industry because with decentralized finance, which is basically finance, like centralized finance is like, you go to your bank, you offer them, you ask for a loan and, they run your credit and based on that, they'll give you a loan. Now with cryptocurrencies, you can do loans based on the crypto that you have. So you can be like, all right, I have a half a Bitcoin. Give me a loan for $30,000 or $20,000 or $10,000 and use my Bitcoin as collateral. And it happens instantly or usually in a few hours or a few days where they'll transfer whatever funds that you're requesting to your wallet. So I think banks are going to start doing that and trying to help increase the amount of return that they can give to their clients. So again, this next thing that we're going to talk about is financial advisors. So financial advisors or RIAs, registered investment advisors, are now able to offer crypto to their clients. This is really, really important because registered investment advisors can actually now offer, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano to their clients. Now, the biggest thing about this is they have $110 trillion under management. So what that means is, let's say they start talking to their clients and some of their clients are interested in buying cryptocurrency. They may say, all right, I'm not too sure about cryptocurrencies, but if you do want to, get a little bit of exposure, put 1% of your portfolio into cryptocurrencies. 1% of $110 trillion is $1.1 trillion. So now you can kind of start to see how the market cap of 2.5 trillion can increase to 5 trillion. If only 1% of those assets comes into the crypto space, that's an additional $1.1 trillion dollars. Not to mention what the institutions, the big companies like Google, Facebook, Tesla already made a big investment. But as crypto becomes more in demand, you're going to have more and more people trying to buy it. Recently heard that Russia wanted to reduce the amount of US dollars that it's holding and will look to actually get some digital assets to replace it. So now, if Russia starts buying Bitcoin to hold on their balance sheets, it will also make the crypto market space increase as well. So this is all the things that are going on right now in the crypto space. It's a super exciting time to be involved with crypto. Me personally, I bought my first Bitcoin last year in 2020. One of the best investments that I've done in my life, besides purchasing my home. And I'm still, I've been accumulating crypto last year, but mostly since the beginning of this year. And really, I'm going to try to learn as much as I can. That's why I started this page, so I can really just learn more about the space and see how I can benefit and see what it has to offer. So I think crypto overall is going to be a big disruptor into a lot of different things. As far as what the world is doing, we're already starting to see it with NFTs. Your favorite influencers and celebrities are probably talking about NFTs or putting out their own NFTs, and it's just really brand new space. Lots of money is going to be coming in, and if you're early, you will, gain and profit from it. So those are just a couple of things that I wanted to talk about as far as that. Now, let's talk about what my strategy is for this bull run. So as we're sitting right now at 2.6 trillion market cap, and Bitcoin is about 65,000 right now. Ethereum is sitting at 4,000. Binance has gone up quite a bit. So let's take a look at the top 10 right now. Over the past 7 days, Bitcoin is up 11%. It's only up 2% the past 24 hours, but it has hit all-time highs. So I'm always looking at the market cap because the market cap for me determines how much a crypto can actually move. Now, during this bull run, like I said, I believe that Bitcoin will probably go up to, close to 100,000, between 100 and 130,000. So the market cap could even go all the way up to $2.4 trillion dollars. Ethereum has a smaller market cap of about, right now, a half a trillion dollars, but I believe it will easily hit $1 trillion before the end of this bull run. And the question is, when is this bull run going to end? It could end as soon as next month or December. But what I'm kind of planning towards and strategizing for is a bull run that's going to be ending sometime towards the end of this year, but can actually get pushed all the way out to February or March of next year. So this is why it's really important to understand the space and do your own research, because if you are seeing things in the space, you may want to pivot and change your strategy based on what's going on. Now, I know a lot of people are just, follow YouTubers and based on that make their decisions and things like that. But guess what? When the YouTuber is pressing the sell button, you're not going to be there. And you're not going to be there until after he makes his video and has already changed his position. And that can cost you a lot of money of your portfolio. That's why I always recommend you do your own research, you understand what investments you're making, so that way you are informed and you can react as things are happening as well. So right now, Bitcoin, like I said, probably will double. Ethereum, which is the number two, I believe Ethereum could possibly even triple. So it could actually go to, like, let's say 1.5 trillion, especially if Bitcoin goes to 2.4 trillion or 2.5 trillion, then, I don't think it's too far-fetched for Ethereum to go to 1.5 trillion, actually triple. So if that is my thought process, then if I can get a three times return on Ethereum versus, doubling on Bitcoin, wouldn't it be smarter for me to invest more money in Ethereum right now? Although in the end, I do believe Bitcoin is probably the safest investment in the crypto space because of the limited and fixed supply that it has. Um, in the next few months, a better bet as far as a return on investment will be Ethereum. And then if you come down, The same thing with Cardano. They have a very small market cap. It doesn't take as much money to move a Cardano as it does an Ethereum or a Bitcoin, and so on and so forth, especially as you come down here, Solana. Solana earlier this year, or even like a month or two ago, was only sitting at $25. So it's already done like a 5x. But because of the small market cap, for it to double, it only needs another $50 billion versus where Ethereum needs $500 billion. So a Solana can probably double or triple or even four or five, maybe even go to 600 or $800 during this bull cycle because of the smaller market cap. And I do believe that although Bitcoin right now, because of the fixed supply, is going to be a long-term play, Ethereum is a smart contract platform. You need to buy NFTs, you need Ethereum because of smart contracts. So because of that demand for NFTs and for DeFi, the value and the amount of Ethereum that people are going to need is going to go up, which is why the price will go up. So these other platforms, Cardano, Solana, Polkadot, as you can see, all these smart contract platforms, they have the ability to really gain and do a lot of getting more return of investments because of their smaller market cap. And they can be used for NFTs, DeFi, and things like that. So that's just something that you really want to kind of keep track of. The top 10 is the safest place as far as the crypto space, which is highly, highly speculative, and you can definitely lose your money. Don't think this is going to go up forever, which is what some people will be thinking when they're getting in at 120, 130, 140,000. You want to be really smart and have a strategy and a plan on, your exit strategy and what are your goals. That's really the whole thing. Are you using this as a quick flip, or are you actually trying to do long-term investments and things like that? Your goals are going to be different than my goals and the next person's goals. So based on that is how you're going to execute your strategy. But in the crypto space, again, market cap is everything. So right now, Bitcoin pumped earlier today, went up pretty high, but as you can see, it pulled back. But look what's up, 9%. Ethereum. Ethereum's all-time high, I believe, is like $4,300. Let's take a look real quick. But Ethereum, I believe, is going to run right after Bitcoin because it's the next largest cryptocurrency. So if we look here, the all-time high for Ethereum is 4,362, and we are currently sitting at 4,200. So we're also about to hit all-time highs for Ethereum. So again, it's a really exciting time to be in the crypto space, and if you understand what's going on, you can definitely take advantage and make some pretty big gains. But again, earlier this year, if you would have invested in Ethereum, it was at $700, and now it's at $4,000. So you're looking at more about a 4 or 5x just from investing earlier in this year. And the same story will be said for many of these cryptocurrencies, especially the ones as you go farther down, it gets more risky because of the smaller market cap, but it does allow for more returns because it takes less money to move the value up. So as you're coming here and you're getting into the top 50 and the top 100, the lower you go, the more riskier it is, but also the more returns that you can possibly have. So just want to keep that in mind. There's a lot of different projects. For me, I'm looking for projects that I believe are going to last a long time, that I want to hold for a long time. Honestly, like Bitcoin is a long-term hold for me. Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, all the smart contract platforms I'm really big fans of because they're going to have real-world usage. I don't know what the real-world usage is for, well, I guess XRP is like a stable coin type of quick transfers, which they're getting sued by the SEC right now because they're claiming that they're a security. Terra Luna is another smart contract platform. Uniswap is a decentralized exchange. It's a way to trade cryptocurrencies without going to a Coinbase. So you're going to see a lot of different value in all these different projects. And if you really understand all of them, you can kind of figure out where you want to get in and get out. Now, with all that being said, I think this video is a little bit longer than normal because of this historic day. But now let's take a look at our portfolio and let's look at what we've been doing over the past few weeks, few months, and see how it's fared out. So my strategy that I've had has been dollar cost averaging, which just means that every week you buy we've been buying $100 worth of crypto. So let's see how that served us. The past 2 or 3 weeks, I really haven't done anything with this portfolio, but today we will dollar cost average again. We'll make up for the past 3 weeks. Instead of putting $100 in today, we'll put in 300. But let's take a look at where we're at right now. All time in our portfolio, we are up 43%, about $389. Our best performer is Bitcoin after the run it's been on the past week or so. Our worst performer is, I think it's, what's that, Phantom, and it's still up. Actually, yeah, 91%. Wow. So let's take a look at the chart. As you can see, over the past, 90 days, we've gone from $100 from our initial investment all the way up to about $1,300. And let's look at our average price. So our average price for Bitcoin is 43,000, and now it's sitting at 65. We're up 48% on Bitcoin. Ethereum, average price is 3,000, sitting at 4,200. We're up 38% on that. Cardano is actually our weakest performer. Our average price is $1.95. We're sitting at 225. We're up still 15% on that. And Solanium, these are smaller cap coins. And because they're smaller cap, it takes less to move. We're up 200% on that. Our average price was 84 cents, and now it's sitting at 267. It got as high as $4 at one point. So as you can see, the smaller market cap cryptocurrencies can move and give you much higher returns versus the top 10. Same thing here with Phantom. Our average price is $1.26, and we're at 240 right now. So we're up 91% on that. So that's kind of why it's important to dollar cost average. And you want to be investing when no one else is investing, when everyone is scared. That's when you want to invest, and that's when the real money is made, so that now when these runs are going, you can actually benefit from it. So let's go ahead and continue to dollar cost average, and we're going to do $300 today. But instead of doing $100 in each one, I'm actually going to kind of tier it a little bit. Like I said, Bitcoin is probably going to go up the least over this next few months. So with that being said, I'm not going to put $100 of Bitcoin. We're going to do 0.01, $65 worth of Bitcoin. And then Ethereum, which I believe could triple. Instead of doing 100, we're going to do a little bit more. I'm really bullish on Ethereum. Big fan of Ethereum. So we're going to do 0.03. It's about $126. And then Cardano, we're going to do 45, which is about $100. And the last bit we will do into Phantom. And we're going to do 12 Phantoms, so about $30 worth of Phantom. And that's our $300. So now, as you can see, of course, our average prices for everything changes. The percentage changes. We're up 43% now. We're only up 31%. And hopefully, over the next few months, this will continue to rise. And I will be dollar cost averaging over the next few months, but probably not into as much Bitcoin as Ethereum, because again, there's just, you're gonna have more gains elsewhere. So I'm gonna be looking for smaller market caps, me personally, of things that I want to invest in that have a chance to, instead of doubling, maybe even 5 times or even 6 times. So that's kind of my strategy. And then as the bull market starts to wind down, I will be reducing my exposure and going back into fiat or dollars and things like that as the market comes down, and then at the end of that, probably re-entering the market at a lower price. So that's the strategy. We'll see how well I can execute it, but that is the plan, and that's pretty much all I have to say for this video. Again, thank you for watching. If you stayed this long, definitely appreciate it. If you find this information valuable or interesting, please like and subscribe. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time.